At 24 years old, Apsley Cherry-Garrard was the youngest member of Captain Scott's Antarctic expedition of 1910. It is a credit to the man that he became such an important member of the expedition. Scott had been particularly impressed by Garrard's refusal to take back the huge sum of £10,000 he had donated to the expedition, despite being initially rejected from the enterprise. With no scientific experience, poor eyesight, and coming from a privileged background, his achievements become even more outstanding in such a harrowing environment. Garrard is most remembered for his winter journey in July 1911, before the journey to the pole. The mission was simple: find an emperor penguin egg. Science at the time believed that the embryo of the emperor penguin could prove the missing link between reptiles and birds. The leader of the winter journey was Edward Wilson, with the Scot Henry Bowers making up the three-man team. They would travel in almost complete darkness, in temperatures that ranged from -40 to -60 degrees Celsius. Through all this, the men had to drag 2 sledges carrying over 750 pounds of food and supplies. It would take the men 19 days to cover just 97 kilometers, going from their base to Cape Crozier and the Emperor penguins. It was so cold, Garrard shattered his teeth from the uncontrollable body shivers. It was during the return journey that Garrard writes he was ready to die. "It's easy to stop," he said. "The difficulty is going on." Finally, after 5 weeks out, the men miraculously returned to base, with frostbitten hands and feet, but also 3 eggs. Like the rest of the team, Scott was in sheer awe of the men. But first, before the celebrations could commence, Garrard, Evans and Bowers had to be cut from their frozen clothes. This rare photo shows the men on their return to base. It is perhaps somewhat fitting for such a British adventure that by the time Garrard returned to London with the eggs, the theory of the embryo missing link had been surpassed. Garrard remained the only surviving member of the winter journey. Just a few months later, Edward Wilson and Henry Bowers would be dead, side by side next to Scott. Garrard never quite got over the tragic events in the Antarctic, but nor the wonderful friendships he had there.